Welcome to the workshop. Today we are going to be making butterflies out of clothes hangers with a twist. What we're going to need is 8 5 to 6 inch zip ties, preferably whatever color your clothes hangers are. You're going to need a yard lamp. This one has an interchangeable bottom, so I could put it in like a potted plant if I wanted to. And if you're going to make one of these, that's actually a really cute place to put them. Or you can put that spike away and just hang it on the wall with a hook or something. This is going to be the body of our butterfly. Here are your 4 clothes hangers, okay? And the way you lay them out is what is going to make the effect. So we are going to take the hooks and put them toward each other. See there? Make like a little heart. And do the same to the other. Make our little heart and bring it together. And you have the beginnings of a butterfly, okay? Now, you can change how the wings are shaped by overlapping the hooks here. And as you can see, that gives you a different shape of butterfly. That's kind of how I like my butterfly, is like slightly overlapping where the tips touch. I feel like that's a good place of reference too. So you're going to grab your handy dandy zip ties. Now I'm using black because I want you to be able to see where I'm doing this, but I also have a white one made so I can show you how to decorate it a little bit better. So you're going to start with your centers, and they are all going to overlap at some point. They're never going to be straight side by side. So let's see. We zip tie the first one. All right. Do it loosely. All right. So now we're going to line up. See, I told you they're going to overlap in some way. So go with however it's naturally doing. All right, so now that you have the first 2 done, you can go through the 3rd and 4th. Now we want to zip tie the sides where we want them. And I think that maybe if we zip tie them right here, I can get these right where I want them and tighten that down. Right where I want them. And tighten that sucker down. Now we can come in here and tighten all of these down. All right, we have a butterfly. Look at that guy. Make sure that you go through and clip off any loose ends like that, as close as you can get it. I'll grab the other butterfly and I'll be right back. All right, we're back with our beautiful butterfly. And this is with children's clothes hangers, okay? If you want a bigger butterfly for any reason, you can use adult clothes hangers. I'm not here to, tell you what size you prefer. Anyway, we're gonna go to this little guy here, our body. So we're gonna put that bottom of the head wherever it fits in the V. You'll kind of see where it fits. And we are gonna use more zip ties. Over here. And then the other zip tie, we're going to put through the bottom one. There we go. You can see where these little edges there are very sharp. So spin that sucker around, man. Don't hurt yourself. This is for fun. I mean, again, we don't shame here. So now let's decorate. All right, so we have a plethora of things to decorate this butterfly with. I always like something hanging, always. So I have some deep green ribbon. It's beautiful ribbon. I have some just twine here, cording, and I have E6000, which is a must if you are gluing on rhinestones. And I also have found these tiny little dangly things. They remind me of mermaid scales for some reason. And you can decorate this any way you want. That's the thing. If you want to just put this butterfly up, do it. The project technically is done. Everything else is razzle dazzle. Okay, so let's see. We have two red. I like red. They could hang from here maybe. And then the blue ones, I want to hang from here. Pink ones from the bottom. I want something to flow, almost like a tail to hang down. I think I'm going to use the ribbon for that. And we can tie the ribbon inside, like behind, right here, where everything comes together. You can tie things there as well. So I'm going to use ribbon for that. I want it to be not that long, so, and we'll give her a little taper. So we'll do 3 pieces of ribbon, each a little longer than the last. We'll have to have some of this twine to hang these pieces. So what I'll do is burn the edges just a little and pull it to a point so it will go through those pieces a little easier. We're going to give the first 2 a shot, see how they look, and then we'll decide on the rest. Now, I chose a spot to hang this from that would hold a knot or a ribbon or something well, like this little indent. This feels like it's gonna slide down. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 knots in it. I'm gonna put my knot here to keep the piece where I want it, and then see how it slid down? Then I'm gonna tie it around this side. Let's flip the gal over. Now, to keep this super in place, you can cut the edges and burn them and press it down on itself. And that gives us a cute little dangle. I like it. Let's do it to the rest. This one will only need 1 knot, and you can give it just a little slack so it hangs, like it dangles a little bit, because it can't slide off over the zip tie. So on these bottom ones, you can actually get a lot more dangle because we're going to be hooking it at the bottom. Can't slide down any farther than that, right? All right, so that gives us cute little danglies all over it. Isn't that nice? Time for the ribbon. What we're going to do is tie one end, and the other end we're going to cut at an angle. Just gives a little pizzazz, and we're going to burn the edge of that. So now from the front, it looks like a little tail. Now, because again, we're not heathens, we're going to trim down the excess piece of ribbon and burn that edge. Although in one of my last videos, I did say that I was a dirty, dirty heathen, pagan heathen. It's true, I am. I feel like it needs something to weigh it down. I was going to use beads, but I think instead we're going to use rhinestones. Who doesn't love a little extra bling? Alright, so I prefer these little things of E6000 when I'm working with crafts like this compared to the larger tube of it, just because I think it's a little easier to work with. Alright, so let's lay these guys out. So now we're going to flip it very gently. Now we have our butterfly. Now this is just a basic butterfly. We have our pretty little mermaid scale type things going on. We've got a beautiful tail that's gonna sparkle. The last one I made was incredibly intricate, and I'll show it to you in a second. But there's no wrong way to do art. There's no wrong way to do art. But that's it. That's it. I'm not even going to use the rest of the stuff today because I think this is pretty, and I think my grandmother will love this in her yard. This is the first butterfly I made. I also used the ribbon on that, except this time I used perler beads, and those give the ribbon weight. And I used 2 different colors of green. I also found this really neat ribbon on Amazon that is fabric leaves. So I wrapped the whole thing in leaves. And last, the piece de la resistance is the resin pieces I put on here. Now, I was just making resin pieces for fun, and they turned out to be really great on this butterfly. Well, thank you so much for following along with us today. I had a good time. That was fun. Nice, simple project. Everything doesn't have to be so difficult. I hope you had a wonderful time with me, and I hope all good things come to you.